And we are back into the action, side number 2, and we're actually going to open this one up with Snipe Down for this final boss squad.
Ooh.
They were down 23 points. Someone needs to start outslaying this complexity squad and just going off. Scott, if there's one former champion on this FB squad to go big, who is it going to be?
I got to look at Snipe Down. And the main reason I'm looking at Snipe Down here is he had an okay first fight. You know, he's getting used to the main stage, getting used to playing with complexity. But I really think Snipe Down just needs to just show off his ability of just being able to destroy.
We're going to start it off with Snipe Down. Then here he is coming off his second respawn. Already 2 deaths to his name as he lost the battle for B. And he's getting picked off by Aches out here in the courtyard. That's going to be a battle I am going to continue to follow here.
Yep.
Aches, he's definitely the player that they just say, you hold this position, and he will. He can lock down an entire room by himself if he gets set up properly. And Snipe Down's about to find 3 arrows all coming his direction. Picks off the first one. Another player will clean him up. That was Aches winning that battle. Aches now 4-0 at the start with this Remington.
Yeah, and right now, Complexity actually doesn't have a 2-cap here, but there's no real rush here. They're actually looking to get 3 caps here by Final Boss. They were able to stop that. But Aches now finally getting C, and now this is not looking good for Final Boss as they are going to be spawning in B. As long as Aches can win a couple battles here soon, FB's in a world of trouble.
And I think that's the panic we're seeing out of Final Boss. Complexity playing it so smooth and calm at the start. They let Final Boss get 2 flags, contested the third. They didn't care about it. Simply rotated around the map. Aches is winning his gun battles nearly every confrontation he's been in. He's just dominated 5-0 and 6-4 start here from Karma. Again, they're off to a hot start with the gun skill.
Yeah, you know, they say Aches has the fastest reaction time in Call of Duty.
Do they? They give it to Aches?
They give it to Aches.
Who's they, by the way?
Complexity.
Okay.
At least, whenever your teammates can say, oh, yeah, he definitely has it, you got to trust him.
Oh, for sure. And this is definitely a selfless squad, and they give credit where credit is due. They told me after UMG Philly that TP's the best player in the game, and now saying that Aches has some of the best reaction time. And that's coming from players like Karma and Crim6,
right?
who are notorious for bragging on Twitter. All right, on our screen, though, we still have Aches, and he has switched over to the Vector, cleaning out B, made sure the entire room was sealed before he's going to leave his teammate to pick up that flag. That's Crim6. They're working as a duo as their teammates come off the respawn. Aches is just going to watch these 2 doors, and this is a perfect setup from Complexity, even with just 2 men here in B.
Yeah, Aches does have another guy around there, but Aches switching to the sub because he wanted to attack B, and they were able to get B because of that. That is the smart class switches you're looking for. Is that a Bulldog?
Aches started off 7-2. I don't think it was. I think that was an MTAR, actually. But here is Ogre, too, the veteran. Over a decade competing in esports. He's rocking 2 trophy systems in his Dom class. What do you think about that for a map like Strike Zone?
You know, it's not bad. I would have already changed this class. It's a great class to have off the break just because, you know, there's so many nades to easily nade C and A, but he doesn't really need 2 trophies. I think I would much rather see him with the Semtex and a frag.
We'll see what he decides to do. TP just cleaned up his teammates on top bridge. Here's the engagement. Gets TP, but in comes Karma and Crim6. Crim falling. Karma actually going back for B control. And Final Boss, they might be able to take A. It looks like that Snipe Down securing the spot, and we said he would be the player to watch. Currently struggling 3-9 with only 2 caps.
And that's going to happen to the main Slayer. Whenever you're just getting kind of dominated, no pun intended, the main Slayer normally does bad. If he has a normal game or if he just does like okay, like kind of not how Karma's doing right now, but if you look at his team, you know, he's 12-8, his other teammates are 11-10. It's an okay game for him. When he has his monster games, it was like last game. When you have those like okay games, that's when the games are close. When you get destroyed, it's when your team gets destroyed.
3 down there as Karma and TP will just collide on the charge from Final Boss, and it looks like we're going to see another blowout here in the second half. It's already a 23-point deficit for FB. Add that to another 23. You're looking at that 46 number, and this is getting scary. You never want to lose by 50 points in a domination. That is just a morale killer.
Yeah, going into a search and destroy after this is going to be very, very tough. I mean, Final Boss should be able to regain their composure, but I don't think besides one person ever expected Final Boss to, you know, kind of come out and beat Crim6 or Complex.
There's your shout out, Vudo. We saw your bracket.
Yeah, the worst bracket I've ever seen, ever.
I thought it was gorgeous. TP trying to close things out with the 2-piece. He falls. Karma's turn as they have FB locked down low. Karma should just be able to pick them off, as this is a blowout in domination. TP leading the way, 16-12 in 1, 15-12 from Krim. We didn't even show him, but the whole squad is rolling here. Aches double positive at 12-6. Karma 14-10 to add to his 18-9 start. It's all Cole in domination, and here's the final kill cam from Big Krim.
Whew. That's a scary complexity lineup right there. When you just see, they were so fluid in their moments. You never saw complexity kind of be in that scenario where like, oh my God, what do we have to do? Like, what can we do? They were never in that spot. So whenever complexity's feeling that good, that's very scary for the rest of the teams here.
There's a shot at the criminal, Krim 6. Guys, we're going to commercial break. When we return, we'll find out, can Final Boss answer back in Search and Destroy Game 2 after this?